Hello, welcome to Dungeon Podcast. I'm your host Justin. So we're doing part 2 of our Frank Miller tribute. Today we're reviewing Sin City 2, which came out 2014, 9 years after the first Sin City. It's an action crime noir film. It's an hour and 42 minutes, way shorter than the last film. And it stars Jessica Alba as Nancy Callahan, Mickey Rourke as Marv, Rosario Dawson as Gail, Josh Brolin as Dwight McCarthy. In the first film, it was Clive Owen. You have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Johnny, Bruce Willis as John Hardikin, and they also recasted a bunch of the characters. Jeremy Piven plays Bob the cop. You have Dennis Haysbert playing Minute for obvious reasons because Michael Clark Duncan died. Rest in peace. You have Jamie Chung as Miho. When in the first film she was played by Devin Oeki. Also, you got cameos by Lady Gaga's Bertha. And Stacy Keach is in the film as Wallengeist, who was the mobster in the that was referenced in the first film as the guy behind the push into Old Town. And you have Christopher Lloyd as Kronig and Martin Sioskis as Damien Lord. And obviously you have Eva Green as Eva Lord, who is the titular fuck. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's Dame to Kill For is named after her, right? Which apparently this film, most of this film is based off the graphic novel A Dame to Kill For, but I heard that the story involving Johnny, that was something they wrote for the film, right? That Frank Miller wrote, which Frank Miller also returns to co-direct with Robert Rodriguez, director of films like Planet Terror, Machete Kills, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and whatnot. Oh, fun fact, Eva Green was also in the sequel to 300, Rise of Empire, which I saw that film and thought it was okay. Very similar to this film, where you do a sequel years later and it just does not feel that great. Which, I don't know, should I go into my problems with the film, or should we go into like what the stories for the film are? We'll go into the stories. First off, you get a short story with Marv, who looks, despite being way older now, it's fine, I guess. Marv is not kicking as much, is not moving around as much as he did in the first film, but he's still, pretty menacing. The special, like the practical effects look great on him. The first story is he's going around killing yuppie college kids because they were lighting hobos on fire, and he had nothing better to do, right? So that was a cool story. Also, the other stories are, you have Johnny, who is the illegitimate son of Powers Boothe's character Rourke, who despite his son being dead, has no problem killing his son, which his son wants to get revenge on Rourke by beating him at poker, which he's a very good gambler in the film, and he gets roughed up a couple times, but comes back to challenge Rourke again at poker in front of his friends and beats him and gets killed. Which they played that story in two parts, right? They split the Josh Brolin story and the Joseph Gordon-Levitt story in two, right? Which I don't know. I thought that was, because in the first film they only did that with one of the stories, the John Hardikin story with Nancy Callahan which was about the yellow bastard, who gets a small cameo as like a picture, as a portrait that Senator Rourke has in his bedroom, right? Which he finally admits in this film that Ethan, which is the yellow bastard's name, wasn't actually presidential material. Which I thought that was funny. Yeah. So like the main story is A Dame to Kill For, where it's basically like a prequel to Dwight McCarthy's story, where like you see him before he changed his face, because in the first movie he changed his face because he's on the run for committing a murder. Here you find out the circumstances behind that murder. He's working as a private eye, taking like photos of Ray Liotta having an affair with this hua. Sorry, I'm watching a lot of Soprano clips. With this hua, and she tells him he starts ranting about how his wife suspects everything. She's gonna take away all of his money. You know, she tells him the hua tells him everything she wants to hear. They bang, and then Ray Liotta is about to kill the chick, which I thought that was a great scene. That's the problem. One of the problems with this film is like Ray Liotta is awesome in the film, but he's only in like one scene in the movie. Which, fun fact about Ray Liotta, he was originally supposed to play Tony Soprano in the Soprano TV series, but he turned it down because he didn't want to do TV. He didn't want to work on a TV show, which I thought, holy fuck, man. I don't know if we dodged a bullet or like we were screwed over, but like fuck, man, that would have been interesting to see Ray Liotta as Tony Soprano. But like, you know, James Gandolfini was great. Yeah, so like he's only in one scene in the movie. Like Dwight McCarthy intervenes, stops Ray Liotta from killing the hua. And like she's the entire time he's being Ray Liotta up, she's like screaming, kill him, and he's like, nobody's dying tonight. Goes off to get paid by the client, and after that, like he gets a call from his ex-girlfriend Eva Green, who's like your typical like hot psycho girlfriend if you ever had one of those. I kind of did for a while, and like you know, he knows that she's bad news, but you know he can't resist her because she's so hot and she's so manipulative, and you see Eva Green naked like so many times in the film, where it's like, holy fuck, man. Like, I feel bad for Eva Green's twin sister, because like pretty much everybody knows like what she looks like because of her fucking slut of a twin sister. Eva Green, like almost like everything I see her in, she gets fucking naked. Oh my god. I'm just joking, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if I was Eva Green's twin sister, I would be so fucking pissed off at her. Right, yeah, so it turns out she sets up Josh Brolin's character to make him think that she's getting abused by Manute, which you see him before he gets the gold eye, which in this movie he's like a badass, when in the first movie, where like, yeah, that's the thing, where this movie does not, some of the stories in this film take place like before the events of the first movie. Some stories take place after the events of the story, which the Nancy Callahan story, which takes place after, which we'll talk about that in a second. And like, yeah, it turns out she sets him up to take the fall for like her husband's death. She wants her husband's death to happen so she can collect all the money. Josh Brolin gets fucked up by Manute, changes his face, where they try to make him kind of look like the Clive Owen from the first film by just changing his hair and putting like prosthetics over his face, and it's like it did not work at all. Right? Yeah. So what happened? Dwight McCarthy tricks like Marv into helping him take down Minute and take down. Oh, sorry, that happened earlier. Sorry, my bad. I watched this movie like half yesterday, half today. That was earlier when they took down the husband. The second time around, he goes to Rosario Dawson's character Gail, who's his ex-girlfriend, who's like the leader of Old Town, where all the warrior hookers live, and gets her help and Miho's help to take down Eva Lord, who was working with CC Keach's character Juan Weiss to try to take down Old Town, right? And there's also a subplot where like Christopher Meloni's character, Mort, and his partner Bob, played by Jeremy Piven in the first film, it was played by Michael Madsen, which I've heard some shit that Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino have had a falling out, and that's kind of why Michael Madsen was hired in the first place, was because of Quentin Tarantino. So that's probably why he wasn't hired back for the sequel. I don't know if that's true. That's something I've heard online, that they've had a falling out. Don't know if that's true. Which, yeah, you see, like, before Eva Green's character, before she went to like the Wong Geist gangster character, she tried to trick this detective, and she seduces this married detective, trying to get her to protect her from Josh Brolin's character, and he ends up going crazy, kills his partner, kills Bob, who's actually not a piece of shit in this film. He's trying to tell her, hey man, that bitch is using you. She probably killed her husband, and now is trying to get you to kill the fall guy. And like, you know, Christopher Meloni's character kills Jeremy Piven, and then kills himself, right? So yeah, after that you have the Dwight McCarthy character played by Josh Brolin teaming up with the Old Town hookers to take down Eva Green. So the last story in the film is Nancy Callahan, who's all fucked up. She's played by Jessica Alba, all fucked up from, you know, the events of the first film. This is like the one story in the film that takes place after the events of the first film, besides from the Marv story, obviously, because Marv died at the end of that story. Yeah, Marv gets a lot of screen time in this film. He's like in all the stories. He even has a cameo in like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's story. Yeah, so like, yeah, she's all fucked up. She's getting haunted by John Harkin, Bruce Willis, his character, who's back. Looks old as fuck, but like, you know, his character's supposed to be old. Yeah, he's haunting her. He's haunting her, and he's being. I guess they make a like. There's a line in the film where like hell is watching the people you love suffer, or some shit like that, which I thought was kind of dumb. Cause like, what happens when all your loved ones are done? all your loved ones are dead. You won't. Whatever, right? He's haunting like Nancy. She's still stripping. She's still stripping at Katie's. I guess Rourke's card game is at Katie's, and there's several times in the movie where she has Hardigan's old revolver, which at several times she incorporates into her stripping act, but like several times throughout the movie she's tried to kill Rourke, but like, you know, couldn't pull the trigger. At this store, obviously she goes crazy, chops her hair off, cuts up her face, and decides to trick Marv into helping her go after Rourke, which after work, which he does. Also, Frank Miller gets a bunch of cameos in that story, which I think he was also in like earlier scenes. But like, there's a scene where Nancy is watching TV, and she's quoting she quotes a line later on, like at the end of the film, from like that, from watching that TV show, which had like Frank Miller and I think Jason Douglas. I think Jason Douglas returned for this film. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like him, right? Jason Douglas being the Funimation voice actor who was in the first film, which I'm a fan of him. I don't know if he was part of that like Vic Miana thing that was going on, which I'm not going to talk about that. So yeah, they suit up, they go after Rourke. You have the final standoff. Rourke gets to jump off on Nancy. Is going to kill her, but like he sees John Harkin's reflection in the mirror, and then like, you know, Nancy takes him out. So my problems with the film, that's the story. My problems with the film. Also, there's a cameo by Lady Gaga where like Lady Gaga gives like Johnny, after he was beaten and robbed by Rourke, $1, so he goes gambling and makes the money back so he can, like, you know, challenge Rourke again. So like, which I thought that cameo wasn't too bad, but it's a very, like, you know, fucking, I don't know, what would you call it? Like, it's very like gratuitous, like, cameo scene. Like, it's like, why the fuck did like Lady Gaga need to be in this movie? I think probably because, like, you know, Quentin Tarantino for years said he was going to put her in a film, and maybe she ran to like Robert Rodriguez. I don't know. So like, yeah, so my problems with the film is the film looks very cheap compared to the first film, and like, you don't have this like huge stellar cast, A-list cast that you did in the first film, right? Which that kind of bothered me. But though having Ray Liotta was cool. That, and they recasted like a bunch of people for like reasons I have no idea. I get why not you don't bring Clive Owen back, especially since Josh Brolin is a big name. But like, dude, like, there's no way you would look at Clive Owen and Josh Brolin and think, oh yeah, those guys could be the same person, just slightly different. Because like, look at the size of Josh Brolin's head compared to Clive Owen's. Like, holy fuck. Yeah, I don't get why they recasted like a bunch of the smaller characters, like Jamie Chung, which looks, I guess she's way hotter than Devin Aoki, but like, she's Japanese, where Jamie Chung's like Chinese. So you're seeing, I don't know, man. Whatever. I guess that doesn't matter, but I just thought, man, why couldn't, like, they brought back Jamie King back for Goldie and Wendy, which she looked old as fuck in this film. But like, you're gonna recast like Devin Aoki? Like, come on, like Asians age pretty gracefully. Like, I'm sure she probably still looks good. Which I haven't seen. Is she? What movies does she do? Is she still working in movies nowadays? Like, I haven't seen her in anything. Oh, she's married to the... No, she's siblings of Steve Aoki, the fucking... Yeah, apparently she hasn't done it. The most recent thing she's done was War with Jet Li, Jason Statham. Huh. Man, we should watch Dead or Alive for Bad Movie Night, which I did a Bad Movie Night last night where I reacted to like Deep Rising. Holy fuck, that movie has some fucking gruesome death scenes. If you ever seen the anime Apocalypse Zero, think of the most gruesome death scene in that film. That anime, it's in fucking Deep Rising. It's like, holy fuck. Man, which that was a big budget bomb. So like, yeah, and I don't like other stuff, like the cinematography didn't look as good. Actors kind of looked, they're supposed to be playing younger versions of themselves, but they look way older. So that was kind of a problem, because like Clive Owen, like, looked like he was in his 30s in like Sin City. I don't know how old he is, but like Josh Brolin is fucking 50, so he's supposed to play a younger version of the same character. It's like, what the fuck? Man, I was trying to keep this review short, but yeah, I don't know. This movie, for obvious reasons, does not like feel as like is not as good as the first film. I think they used all the really good like Sin City stories for the first film, and then like we just got the leftovers and this film. That's what it kind of feels like. But overall, I still like the film, and I just thought the special effects and the green screen were not as good as the first film. And the first film had like, you know, felt like stylized, where here it just felt like we're just trying to do more of the same from the first film. Like overall, this film is not as good as the first film, and I have to give it, you know. But I did think it was cool seeing our favorite characters come back, and we got to see some of the villains from the first film get their comeuppance. So I'm giving this film a 6.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the first Sin City, it's not as good as the first one, but I think it's still worth watching. Alright guys, peace.